Okay, guys, I'm glad to be recording this video. This is going to be a fun one. There's a lot of things I could talk about today. I could talk about how, with Biden visiting the border and Trump visiting the border at the same time, the governor of Texas chose to meet with Trump instead. Or how the Border Patrol and its unions are tweeting on Twitter at Biden saying, "Keep our name out your mouth." There's a lot of great things going on in the world, but few things can rival. Oh, and by the way, guys, there's a Fresh and Fit episode that's going to be happening tonight. I'm probably going to record some of that for you guys tomorrow because you know that gold always takes place on Fresh and Fit. The most recent video that I recorded of that video of the woman talking about a profession, I'm not going to say the words, repeat the words, but that video is actually doing pretty well. I have a feeling that it might get some views tonight. That's normally how these cycles work, is the censorship really kicks in during the day, and then at night I get pushed into like a different algorithm or something. But check out that video. That's a crazy video. But what we got going on here is something good for you guys. As you can tell by the title, this woman left her man 2 weeks before their wedding because he was, quote, perfect. Oh my gosh, feminism's a mental illness. So I've talked about how the repeated delusion, when you tell yourself incorrect things about reality, as radical feminists and leftists do constantly, you can actually induce a form of mental illness. And Jordan Peterson talks about this. There's a name for it. It's called psychopathology. People experience different forms of psychopathology. There is a relatively new form of psychopathology that I am calling degenerate femininity. It's not toxic femininity exactly. It's more like degenerate femininity, because it is specifically aligned to invert reality, to do the opposite of what is objectively good in order to spite objective reality, to spite yourself. It's like that saying, spite your nose to shame your face, or whatever the saying is. But the reason they feel they have to do this is because objective reality judges them so harshly for their delusion that they feel they have to spite reality itself. And of course, this only makes them look delusional on the internet and hurts their chances, and in this case, takes away their ability to get married to, quote, the perfect guy. So yeah, this is a crazy clip. This is beyond insane. Check it out.
How long were you engaged?
About 8.
How long were you engaged? How long were you engaged?
About 8 months, and then I called the wedding off like a month or a few weeks before our whole paid for wedding.
She looks crazy, by the way. I just want to say she looks insane. The clothes that she's wearing just it screams, I am single, I call myself a boss queen, I make $32,000 a year, and I shop at Goodwill, but, you know, I'm empowered, so basically I'm as impressive as Elon Musk. That's how these women think. But you can also tell that her voice is really masculine. So just the fact that a man was willing to put up with this and marry her says a lot. I mean, so she never even deserved to have the chance, is what I'm saying.
Wedding off like a month or a few weeks before our whole paid for wedding.
Yeah, she definitely calls masculinity toxic for sure. Elon Musk is... She probably talks about how Elon Musk is a loser with her terminally single and aging female friends. Oh my gosh, girl, yeah, oh my gosh, isn't it crazy? He's basically like a loser and we're winners. Can you get the $12 wine? Yeah, we're gonna drink this alone while we talk about that.
2 weeks before, so everything was planned.
Paid for. He was great, you guys. He was perfect on paper, literally. Like, and I was like, I needed to do this because everyone else is getting married around me.
So this is super interesting because what she's essentially saying is, she's trying to justify her completely incoherent delusional action by saying, everyone was telling me to do it, everyone was saying it was the right thing, and acting out that it was the right thing by doing the same thing as well. And this is supposed to be an argument for saying, because everyone agrees that it's objectively the right thing, we can all agree, right, girls, that it's the wrong thing, because everyone agrees that it's the right thing. And this is because in the left-wing ideology, like I said, they have a disdain, a hatred, a unfathomable resentment for objective frameworks and parameters. This is the nature of the psychopathology I'm calling degenerate femininity. Degenerate femininity is essentially controlled in its polar opposition to objective truth and all objective frameworks. That can include morality. It can include literal truth. We sometimes see that where women are like, math is discriminatory, math is oppressive. It can be objective emergent principles of social sciences, of psychology. Basically, any way you can deny any of reality's facets falls under the category of degenerate femininity when it's conjoined with the left-wing ethos. And a big supporting factor for this is that proclivity to abide in a radical left-wing authoritarianism has been measured. And the result is a feminine temperament and low verbal IQ. So people that are likely to engage in and push for a left-wing tyranny have a feminine temperament and low verbal IQ. And that's what we see every single time with all these videos where you have women saying the opposite of truth, almost going out of their way to appear absurd. And it's not that they don't realize that they're humiliating themselves. It's not that they don't realize they appear delusional. They think that as they appear delusional and are chastised for it, made fun of for it, they just categorize that as victimhood, and in the ideology of Marx, label that as oppression, which therefore makes them a good person. Because in the ideology of Marx, being a victim makes you a good person. This is why leftists compete to be victims, because in their head, that's what makes them a good person rather than actually doing good things like Elon Musk.
Oh, I better keep up, right? Months go by, we're planning this wedding, right? How am I going to do this? Like, I'm not being true to myself.
So at this point, this woman is thinking to herself, okay, everything's going right in my life, and it's because I've adhered to a masculine framework. I've listened to the culture around me. Everyone's getting married. Everything's good. Everything is literally perfect about my husband, but I have to find a way to sabotage this because the resentment of the Marxist ideology, the resentment of the feminist ideology, finds any aspect of objectivity abhorrent, and now she's shopping at Goodwill.
Like, this is so unauthentic. Like, what am I going to do?
It's so inauthentic, right? It's so terrible because it's so obviously right.
Had,
mental health issues?
a small, it's like not that small, but it was like
What
definitely.
the fuck? Okay. Oh my god, I didn't get that far in the video, but bro, if that's their problem, first of all, I don't know what that problem would be like, if you know what I'm saying. But more than likely, that's a lie. More than likely, she made that up. Because again, we just established that she's looking for any excuse to break up with a guy that she described in her own words as perfect. This is also the reason why you see all those people gluing their hands to sidewalks and throwing like soup on paintings in the name of the utopia. They're actually triggered by the objective impressiveness or the objective beauty in the case of the art, because an objective standard that is transcendent judges them for their inadequacy, judges them for the fact that they're losers. Guys, it's not an accident that the people that they hate are all the winners of society. They go after Elon Musk. They go after, so Elon Musk, let's just quickly break that down. Richest man in the world, indisputably a genius, revolutionized multiple fields of industry. Meanwhile, you have single, childless, old, aging women calling him losers on Twitter from Anon accounts as they sip $12 wine. Then you have Donald Trump, people calling him a loser as he's a billionaire living in a palace with a supermodel wife. Then you go to Andrew Tate. They call him a loser while he is in better physical shape than 99.9% of people, universally respected by men in every city on earth, and has over 60 cars that cost more than all of his haters could sell their internal organs for. They don't just pick random people. They are actually triggered by objective impressiveness. They are triggered by an objective ideal because it judges them and their ideology, it renders their ideology fraudulent for all the ways that it is completely incoherent. And that's the reason why you find these people almost desperate, almost looking for ways to embody their incoherence.
Like nothing that I'm gonna.
How do you feel saying that information out loud today? That he has a small wiener.
Oh, I love it.
How long were you engaged?
Oh my gosh, bro, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, right. Another quick note here is, so her excuse for leaving a man that she claimed as perfect is body shaming. And this is something that feminists get like bent into knots over whenever men do it. Whenever men body shame or complain about a woman's body, it's like, oh my god, why are you oppressing us? Holy shit, this is misogynistic. Oh my gosh, chauvinism. You're talking about this boss queen, she weighs 400 pounds, but really, what does that even mean? Because pounds, that's just an oppressive white supremacist colonizer system of trying to hold down the black woman. But she's white? Oh, well, it's still the colonizer system. These people are dedicated to a life of incoherence. They accuse you of what they're guilty of. They claim to push for tolerance while discriminating. This is the woke mind virus, guys. Absolutely insane. And then you can tell at the end, she's like, oh yeah, I'm proud of this. Oh yeah, I'm proud that I left him 2 weeks before our wedding. Really boss queen energy, quite frankly. Yeah, I believe in feminism. Yeah. I'm gonna be childless and single for the rest of my life. Cat food is going up in stock price for a reason. Okay, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, bro. What are you doing if you haven't subscribed? Comment down below support. At this point, you should be subscribed.